All right. It is week 9 and 10 of the round 2 of our 75 hard challenge. So this is the second time that we're doing it. So before we get too far into the... Why are you laughing
I
now?
don't know, it just made me laugh.
Okay.
We're doing
We're
it.
doing it. Do it.
Can I get you two a drink?
You sure can, sweetheart. Johnny Red neat, okay? Do it. Do it.
All right.
Before we get too far into our video, we wanted to ask everybody to make sure you please subscribe to our channel. That way you get updates whenever we relaunch new videos. It really helps us a lot. Helps us see that what we're doing, people get value out of. And it also helps us spread what we want to spread, which is that eating real food can heal your mind, your body, and your spirit. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we thank you in advance. So we'll talk a little bit about the last 2 weeks. So we're going to do 2 weeks at once because I have been traveling for work. So I missed a week, but we are back on track now. We'll do the last 2 weeks. Been going okay for me for lifting. I have to miss a week. I have to miss a day because of travels. But that doesn't seem to be bothering me too bad. Today was a little rough. I'm lifting before I head out again, and
Well, it's the time change.
yeah, the time changed. I was just tired this morning, so it's okay. I did okay. I just didn't succeed in any lift today, so I'll be stuck at those weights again for the next week. And I think I'll go right through it, but it just was the time change really messed me up. For food wise, we're actually doing really good. We are following a little bit of our Paul Saladino style animal based diet. So if you check out our Paul Saladino video, you can that just will come out actually the same day as this one, I believe. We're a little late on that one too. You'll be able to see what we're talking about, and but yeah. What about you? How's your week? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Good. I've been listening to a lot of Paul Saladino, actually. I'm just, well, you should watch our Paul Saladino video and you'll know why, but just really excited about a lot of his guests too. Like, he does videos, just him, and then he'll do, actually I was just listening to his podcast, so he has like YouTube where he does the podcast, but also just, you can listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And this one podcast in particular was a gentleman talking about movement, and it was really fascinating to me. I didn't see it as a video, so I was just listening to it. The guy was actually sitting the way that I'm sitting right now, which you can't see the way I'm sitting, but I'm sitting, as the children would call it, crisscross applesauce.
Yes.
Just, you know, what did you call it when you were a kid?
Indian style.
Indian style, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used to call it.
I am part Native American.
Oh, okay. So we get a pass.
Probably okay.
All right.
But anyway, or in yoga, where you're sitting Sukhasana, I think is what it's called. So just sitting that way. And I found that the whole podcast was fascinating, just listening to him discuss how ancestral, type people, when they asked some hunter-gatherer type folks if they could actually put things on their hips and legs or whatever to see their movements. And they actually found that they sit quite a bit, which is kind of funny because we think in a Western culture we sit too much, but maybe we're just sitting wrong. So I was like, oh, I'm so fascinated by this. So I'm always fascinated by, I love yoga. I love movement of any kind. And so it was a really, really interesting one. I'll have you link it below.
Well, and like just real quick on that, like with squats, when I was learning how to squat, they always talked about looking how children sit. If you ever watch, a toddler, they will naturally just squat right down, weight in their heels, their butt on the back of their legs, and it's comfortable for them. But as we grow up, we lose the ability to do that. And that's very ancestral.
Or we just don't, maybe not that we lose it, but maybe we just forget about it because it's not like it doesn't look normal or whatever. So just really fascinated by that. So I've been trying to use some of those techniques, and I'm going to make this guy do some too because you sit a lot.
I do sit a lot. Yeah.
I want to make sure that you do that. So I've just been loving those podcasts and getting all that information, and as far as the diet goes, I'm just excited about it because I love meat and I love fruit. And we're also including dairy, mostly raw dairy, which is tough to find around here. So we do have a Whole Foods nearby. And actually some of our local grocery stores do have raw cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know why raw cheese is okay and why raw milk is not okay, but...
Yeah, raw milk is apparently illegal in Ohio, so it's just a fun little thing. But
I didn't realize that.
it's actually legal in a bunch of states. I don't know which ones exactly, but
Oh, okay.
whatever.
Something to look up. But I did want to say about the diet that I found this interesting, that I'm sorry for all the men out there again, but if you have wives, you're okay, or girlfriends, that my period is so much nicer. And it's, I suppose it's possible, it could be I'm getting older, maybe not. I don't know though. I don't think so because it was keto for a long time and still always had, like you would know, like I had a headache and I needed to like stay in bed that first day because it hurt, like just bad cramps. Now, not so much. And I think, I'm hoping that's like a hormonal balance thing or something like that. So, I don't know. I think that's been really good. And as for the rest of, like, so I guess I did body and, what about body? Yeah, just body. I haven't done mine.
No, we did mine. We talked about the podcast you've been listening to. And
Well, isn't that mine?
Yeah, well,
Was it?
sort of.
But it was about body.
Okay.
It was feeding my mind about my body. Yeah. But then just also meditation. When he's gone, I'm able to meditate before bed. We've been doing a lot of sleep meditations, which is very, very nice too.
That's very nice.
would say
I
that.
sleep very good when I do a sleep
Yes,
meditation.
it
so.
is very nice. But I think when you're not home, I'm able to get down and actually do the meditation, and which goes along with my movement as well. Because when you're meditating, you're supposed to be, you're not supposed to be standing like Ron Swanson. You're not supposed to be sitting. And I find that to be, I don't know, just a little bit easier because maybe I have a little more time when you're not home.
Maybe.
Because I like to do things for you too. I work from home too, so I like to be able to make you food or have lunch with you or whatever.
She does a lot for me.
So yeah, I thought it was good, and I actually had to deload. Is that what you call it? Mm-hmm. And lifting, but I did make it the next time through, so that was good.
That means that you're getting progress.
Yeah, I think so too, and I'm pretty sure that it was form that was probably the issue.
Yeah, and for those of you out here that are lifting, when you deload, again, it was really hard the first couple times I did it to like not take that as failure. But that is your opportunity then to come back and tweak the form and then push through where you stopped last time. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
All right, so you covered traveling, right?
Yeah, well, a little
Traveling
bit.
was crap.
Traveling, yeah, we had.
What did it do to you?
Well, so yes, we talk all the time about experimenting on ourselves, and while this really wasn't a sanctioned experiment, it's kind of a forced experiment. Because again, like I said, we're doing this, meat and fruit diet, which is really hard to do when you're staying in a hotel. Because one of the things, if you go back and look at our Paul Saladino video, the 3 things you're supposed to get rid of. The first 2 are seed oil, or 4 things to say. Mm-hmm. The first 2 are seed oils and high fructose corn syrup. And when you're traveling and eating out, that's hard to avoid. The seed oils especially. Normally I'm okay with just getting meat in a restaurant, but as we learned in our Paul Saladino video, even a place like Chipotle uses rice bran oil on their grills. That's what they cook their meat in. They don't cook it in good meat oil. So I know that over the last week I've gotten a decent amount of seed oil, probably a little more sugar than I'm used to because of just eating out. And I only ate out, I think, 3 or 4 times throughout the week. I made breakfast in my room. A couple nights I had some food that I had brought with me. But it's kind of hard when you don't have a kitchen to cook in to really have fresh food.
Well, and you're supposed to go out because you have these social events.
Right. And we have social events and things like that. That's what this whole trip is about. Well, anyways, I came home and I figured I would have, gained a little bit of weight. and I did. I gained 4 pounds over the week, which I was not happy about. But and I was a little inflamed, and I started getting acne again that I haven't had a problem with. That's cleared up, for the most part, and it's amazing. And then 2 days I've been home on this diet. I've already dropped 1.5 pounds back off of inflammation. My tummy is not as inflamed as it was, and so I guess that there is something to this this whole seed oil thing. So really, if you can, if you eat at home mostly and don't do a lot of traveling for work, and you can try this, get rid of the seed oils. That's going to be, I think, if you do nothing else, get rid of the seed oils and the high fructose corn syrup. And I think if you did those two, I think you'd be on a good start.
You'd give up the majority of what people call processed food, I think.
Right.
I don't think you could have...
Yeah.
I mean, to look at the back of anything, and even especially things that you think of as being really healthy, I'm thinking of something specific, just like they're called Made Good. The little balls. The kids like little granola.
Yeah.
And I know they have like sunflower or safflower or whatever in them. It doesn't really matter because it could be any oil, unless it's like butter, beef tallow.
Butter, beef tallow, pork fat maybe, lard.
He's okay with coconut oil.
Coconut oil, yeah. But when you get into, avoid, canola oil is the big one that's in almost everything. Anything that says vegetable oil, corn oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, olive oil. Sorry,
olive oil.
All of those have the linoleic acid, which is the driver for all of the bad things that happen when you eat seed oils. So I guess the other thing I could say, and I've said this in past videos, but if you do travel and you can book your own travel, get an Airbnb and get a place that has a kitchen that allows you to make your own food. That's the best way to do it. If I could do that for this type of trip, I would. Unfortunately, I can't because we're in a conference style place, and I have to stay in the hotel. So what I've done to mitigate that is I've made food to take with me. But again, that's only going to last for a couple days. I will bring fruit. I bought a little personal blender so that I can make a little, my animal-based smoothie, which is, kefir, eggs, and a banana.
Your next door neighbor in the hotel probably loves
that.
The
next door neighbor in the hotel probably doesn't like the blender at 6:45 in the morning, but, hey, I've heard worse at a hotel at 6:45 in the morning, so, I'm just saying.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. But yeah, so that's been my experience with reintroducing, kind of forced reintroduction of seed oils back into my diet. Yeah. I got to go away for one more week, and I'm hoping to, minimize that as much as I can.
It's the last week of the challenge too, so I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be okay, but not happy that it kind of sets me back a little bit, but...
It does. It really does. And
I've got 3 months before I have to do it again, so... try and ratchet it down every time and maybe get a little bit better, but so
I think that's it.
We talked long enough.
You gotta go pack.
Yeah, gotta go pack. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.